Going to college presents many opportunities. Getting started toward a career is number one, of course, but beyond that, at Metropolitan Community College, students have an opportunity to get involved in a number of organizations. There are honor societies, leadership opportunities, student advisory council, intramural recreational activities, and academic and professional organizations. And one of those is AIGA, the American Institute of Graphic Arts, the professional organization, the Association for Design, that assists students in understanding the graphic arts profession. I'm Kent Pavelka, and coming up on Metro and More, we'll learn more about AIGA at MCC.
Greetings from the set of Metro and More at Metropolitan Community College, serving more than 50,000 students with over 120 programs at our 8 locations in the daytime, evening, weekends, or online.
Welcome back. With me are Jim Wolf, Design, Interactivity, and Media Arts Instructor at Metropolitan Community College, and Evan Dewey, who is a student here at MCC, to tell us all about AIGA at MCC. As we were talking before, that's a lot of letters there to try to explain, but what we are basically talking about is student participation in professional organizations, of which AIGA is one, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. And AIGA, although now they don't refer to them as this, it's American Institute for Graphic Arts. So we'll just call it AIGA, which is what they call it. Right?
Sure, yes, that's what they prefer.
So tell us about the organization here, its mission, its purpose here on campus.
Well, AIGA on a national level is a professional organization for design, and it provides lots of different kinds of resources for designers at all points in their career, so starting right as a student all the way through the arc of your professional career. And the value of having a student group, an official student group recognized by AIGA, is that it sends a signal from the college and the students who are in our design program to the professional community, saying the students here take this profession seriously and they want to get started in it as soon as they can, even while they're still students. And having the student organization also allows students to develop their leadership skills before they even leave college, and it lets them form their own community. Because we have classes at multiple campuses. Some students are full-time, some are part-time, so they don't always get to connect in the classroom the way that they might want to. So the student group also facilitates that.
And Evan, you're the president of the group, right?
I am.
So what do you guys do? You meet regularly, or?
More so our aim is to plan quarterly events. So we've had 2 this year so far. We're planning our 3rd one right now. We really aim to acclimate students and faculty with alumni and professionals in the field and invite them in to share their experiences, their talents, and really provide students with knowledge, first-hand knowledge that they might not get in their classes.
So you're talking about people coming in to speak, or?
Yeah, mainly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And how many students are involved?
There's about at least 20, I think.
20?
Yeah, because we don't meet regularly, it's more like an online forum, and then we plan the events and encourage the members and students to attend. So I think our last event, there was at least 20, 25 people there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what do you do as you're not the advisor, right? What's the title?
It's a faculty advisor.
Faculty advisor.
So all student groups at Metro have to have a faculty advisor, and the faculty advisor just gives advice on planning events, maybe can help the group brainstorm about different kinds of events, and then just it really is driven by what the students want out of the group. And they might think, okay, well, we want to do a workshop based on this or that topic, and so the faculty advisor will reach out to the professional community and use his or her contacts to find somebody to come in and lead a workshop. So it's pretty open-ended what the faculty advisor can do, but just helping the students plug into the different resources in the professional community, but also right here at Metro. It might seem like a insignificant thing, but finding a meeting space if you did want to have monthly meetings. So that's something that else that the faculty advisor can help with.
So graphic arts is a major?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I assume you're a major.
Yeah, I actually have a completed web design degree, and I'm working towards a graphic design degree right now.
So tell us about some of the activities, some of the folks that have come in to
We
present.
actually, the last person we brought in was a Metro alum. His name's Josh Collinsworth, and he currently is a teacher at Interface Web School downtown and works at Flywheel, which is a WordPress hosting site here in Omaha. And so he came and kind of talked about his experience at Metro and what it was like to use the opportunities that he was presented with while he was in school to actually jumpstart his career, and talk to you about how any interests that might not correlate to your degree are actually talents that you can tap into.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's valuable, isn't it?
It was very valuable, yeah.
Because that tells you you're going to the right school for one thing, right?
Exactly.
So what were the things that he thought were the most valuable as a student that translated into
Right.
work in the field?
I think that the instructors were a huge part, and just his way of showing that he was serious about pursuing this degree presented him with opportunities through his instructors to actually be out there working in the design world. And then the particular classes he found valuable. I think one of his favorites was package design he talked about. So.
I didn't ask you, what specifically do you teach?
Well, the program that I'm in is Design Interactivity Media Arts, or DEMA for short, and that's a pretty expansive program. We actually have 8 associate degrees, because in the creative profession there have in the last couple decades there have been so many subspecialties, and we wanted to try to offer as much of that as we can. So we do have those 8 different degrees, and I focus mainly on graphic design and web design.
So when you bring speakers in, do you try to bring them in to address each one of those areas, or are the students involved? Are they represented in all those areas, or how does that work?
Yeah, both Evan and I are always talking to the students in our different classes to see what they're interested in, what they would find beneficial. A lot of times it really does come back to they want to hear from people working in the profession. They want to hear alumni stories, like what happened right after they finished their degree. But we do try to address all the different areas of DEMA when we can. So maybe Evan, maybe you can talk about who we had in the fall.
Yeah. So to assist the motion graphics students, we brought in a motion graphics expert, Brian Findell, and he is also an animator. It's the same type of thing. So he kind of showed us, he's self-taught, so he kind of went through that process and started from scratch, really, to show how far his work has come. And he had a lot to show us and a lot to talk about. So it was really interesting to hear from someone who is self-taught versus college-educated. And I think that I don't know how many motion graphics students there are, but we try to include all the majors in the events that we plan.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume that some of these speakers will impress and move people in that direction, right? If they haven't decided exactly what they want to do, correct?
Yeah, I noticed after Brian's talk in the fall, it was well attended, which was great. And even though we have classes in these different topics, sometimes it's hard to see how is this used in the workplace? How is this used on a day-to-day basis? So seeing Brian's body of work really brought that to life, I think, for a lot of students, and even for me as an instructor, just seeing how somebody uses this in their profession.
It just validates what you're teaching and what you're learning, correct?
Exactly, yeah.
How long have you been president of the organization?
Since the fall of
Since
2016.
1 year service?
Yeah.
So to students out there who are Metro students who might be interested, what do you think the value of a group like this is?
Oh, I think it's huge. Actually, from November 2015 to November last year, I was on Student Advisory Council as a campus board representative. And that experience is actually what influenced me to join the design club and to volunteer as president. The opportunities that have arisen out of these experiences have been awesome. I, as part of both Student Advisory Council and the MCC AIGA Student Design Club, I was offered the opportunity to help plan and brand MCC's annual Student Leadership Conference, which took place last October.
Very cool.
Yeah, so it was really cool to merge those two club disciplines and use my abilities to help them as a student.
So the activities are pretty much presentations is what we're talking about, right?
They have
Workshops.
Yeah, those have been really popular this year, but in the past we have done workshops. The student group has even participated in a local charity event, fundraising event that had something to do with design. So it really can change from year to year based on the students in the group and what the student president wants to focus on.
This year, it's bringing people in to speak.
Yeah.
'Cause that's what you want. What do you want
Oh
to?
yeah, the students too. We
What-
make sure to ask the students what they want.
Yeah. What do you want to do with your degree?
You know, I'm really itching to get into the working world, so currently I've been applying and interviewing for summer internships. I love web design, which is why that was my first degree choice, so hopefully my future career will incorporate that more than graphic design. But I would like to stay in Omaha and be a part of our local design community. I'm already participating in it a lot, and I really like it, so that's kind of where I want to stay.
Maybe you could give us an overview, Jim, of the career opportunities in all these fields. It's pretty wide. I mean, a lot of territory out there.
Yeah, and students sometimes ask that question when they first get to Metro because it's maybe not so obvious what you can do with our different degrees, but there are job opportunities in graphic design studios, advertising agencies. Probably a little less visible are the large corporations that have in-house marketing and PR, communications. There's a variety of names for it, and those places will often have designers on staff. Of course, what company doesn't have a website, whether that's maintained in-house by their own staff or if they hire out to a studio or an agency to maintain that. Just here at Metro alone, when you think about all the different areas that have some kind of design services, both internally and also that's visible from outside the college, there's a lot of job opportunities, more than people might realize.
Yeah, very good. AIGA at MCC. Anything else you want to mention that I haven't asked about? We've got about half a minute left. We covered it all.
Yeah, for the most part.
You have plans for the rest of the tenure as president? What you're going to do with the organization?
Yeah, we're currently planning our spring event. We got a lot of student input this quarter, so that's helped.
What are you going to do?
We're going to bring in a professional from M-Space Group, which is a local design ad agency here in Omaha. They're really involved in the student design community, so we thought it would be good to bring in someone.
The student design community. What does that mean?
Well, they put on a educational program every spring called Forge, and students apply and are accepted, and they basically immerse them in the professional creative process and teach them what it's like to be working as a professional.
Kind of an internship in a sense.
In a sense, yes.
Yeah. Evan, thank you. Good luck in your career and the rest of your school days here at MCC. And
Thank
Jim,
you.
thanks again. Good to see you again. Nice to have you on the show.
Yes, thanks for having us.
And thank you for being with us on Metro and More. Our goal is to better acquaint you with the mission, leadership, and the reach of the college. I'm Kent Pavelka for Metropolitan Community College. If you have comments or questions about the program, please email us at metrovision@mccneb.edu. Thanks for watching.
This has been a MetroVision production produced by Metropolitan Community College.